Thank you, Speaker. My question is for the Premier. Small businesses across the province are going out of business. I participated in a town hall this morning with small businesses who are barely hanging on. They've closed their doors to keep us safe, but they need the government to have their back. 2 rounds of funding for the Ontario Business Support Grant Program is not enough now that we're in a 3rd wave lockdown. So, Speaker, will the Premier commit today to providing a 3rd round of funding in the Ontario Small Business Support Grant so businesses who are barely hanging on can survive the 3rd wave of the pandemic?
Member for Flamborough-Glanbrook and Parliamentary Assistant.
Good morning. Speaker, we understand, our government understands that businesses have faced mounting pressure throughout this pandemic, and that is why, since day one, we have worked with small businesses to develop and contribute to programs that will help them get through these very difficult times. The Ontario, as the member noted, the Ontario Small Business Support Grant provides businesses who were forced to close or who have significantly reduced their services under the province-wide shutdown a grant of up to $20,000 in funding. To date, we have made $1.4 billion in payments, with more than 100,000 businesses being approved for the grants. The extraordinary response to the program demonstrates just how important this assistance is to small businesses. Our government announced that this grant will be doubled for all eligible businesses, meaning those who received a payment will automatically receive a second one. Ontarians, Mr. Speaker, can rest assured that our government has and will continue to be there to support small business.
Supplementary question.
Speaker, with all due respect, I don't think the Premier understands how desperate small businesses are. The government's mixed messaging and flip-flopping are creating confusion and chaos for small business owners. Whether it's students and educators confused because we say schools are open one day and close them the next day, or we say we're going to have vaccine clinics in certain neighborhoods, but then those vaccine clinics don't show up. Small businesses are confused when they're told one day they can open, and then a few days later they're going to have to close. The Restaurant Association estimates that costs small businesses over $100 million. Just that one flip-flop alone from the Premier. So, Speaker, if the government truly understands how tough it is for small businesses right now, they would commit to a 3rd round of funding for the Ontario Small Business Support Grant today. Here's your chance to do the right thing.
Member for Flamborough-Glanbrook.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And to be very clear, our government will always stand and have the backs of small businesses across Ontario. Since last year, we have been partnering with the federal government to provide almost $1 billion in urgent relief through the Canada Emergency Commercial Rent Assistance. As we mentioned, we are providing 2 rounds of payments up to $20,000 each in grants for small businesses that are eligible. And, Mr. Speaker, businesses can use that money how they see fit. We've also been helping support our restaurant industry. Speaker, our government permanently allowed licensed restaurants and bars to include alcohol with food as part of takeout or delivery orders, and this enables restaurants and bars to maintain the new revenue streams the government opened to them in the early days of the pandemic. It has been a lifeline of support to boost businesses at critical times, and it's helping them refine their business model beyond the pandemic, allowing them to carve out new product offerings to increase their competitive edge. Mr. Speaker, if they want to find more information on the government supports available, they can do so at our government website.